Hi everyone, Tez Roro here, real estate practitioner out of New Jersey. So I'm going to answer one of the questions that I get asked often, especially from my first-time home buyers. Is buying a condo or townhome different from buying a single family, right? From a process perspective. So the answer is yes or no. So a lot of the process is the same, right? So you get your pre-approval, you do the search, you identify a property, you put an offer, all of that is the same. What is different is if the condo or townhome that you're buying is from an ownership perspective, right? Not from a physical character perspective, categorized as a condo ownership, which physically townhomes can be categorized as a condo ownership, then you may want to look to see if that association of that complex is approved for FHA loans, mainly for my FHA buyers, right? So what that means is the association would have, apply to be approved for an FHA, which they would have to submit their financials and they would have to answer questions, a survey. It's a process, right? So that's something that makes it unique, as opposed to if you were buying with a single family, the seller is making that decision, right? The other is obviously the homeowners association, right? Or the HOA fees. So there are fees typically associated with condo or townhomes that cover. I've done a post on this, so look at my prior post in detail about what the HOA covers, but in a nutshell, it covers for what's called common areas. So it could be the driveway, it could be the garage, if in a case of a condo, it could be the hallways, it could be cleaning the snow or the cutting the grass. Some communities may have shared amenities such as a clubhouse or a gym or playgrounds and stuff like that, right? Some even may be gated, and then so there's staff to pay for that. So there's that fee. So that's what makes it different. In association with that fee, there may be what's called a capital contribution or a joiner's fee to join that association. So what that means is an HOA or an association, a condo townhome, maintains a budget to care for the common areas, right? And so some of the associations or condos may request that new buyers contribute towards that capital fee. So that's something that you want to find out through your agents or through your attorney, for those of you who are in attorney states, to make sure that you understand what would be required, because that will impact your bottom line or your closing costs, right? So that's something that may make it unique. In some cases, if the bylaws call for, say, ratio of owner-occupier versus investor, so some people may want to buy a property to rent it out, there may be additional association approval process, right? In most cases, it still falls through them. There's a questionnaire that the lender would send to the association company to answer to make sure that their finances are strong and they have capital and reserves, because guess what? When you buy into a condo or townhome, you're kind of buying into somewhat of a shared ownership, right? So you own your units, but then there's some shared amenities or expenses, right, that may impact you. So there's some questionnaires and stuff that get done that the lender sends, and typically, depending on how efficient the association and if there happens to be a property management company, how quick they are, that's kind of who gets it done. So hopefully this answers your question. So it's the same in a lot of ways of buying condo or townhome versus a single family, but particularly as it relates to FHA loans and as it relates to condo HOA business, there may be there are some additional process and steps, and so this is what you need to know for now. Hopefully this helps. If you have any questions about this, feel free to comment below or DM. I'll be happy to answer.